Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Connoisseur's Conversation. Today, I want to talk about a topic that's always dear to our hearts. This is one about sillage. So sillage is one of those things that we really want to talk about when we talk about performance and projection, and sillage as a point of reference to a fragrance's power and performance. But in this one, I want to specifically dive into sillage as it comes off sexy and gives an allure and sex appeal. One thing about the allure and sex appeal of a fragrance is that sometimes the projection is not always what it seems to be. The projection to us can come off beneficial, but to others it can just be something that's surrounding them. But the sillage is a great benefit because it wears in the air once you've left the room, or a trail behind you that you become just enthralling to a person when they are led by you. And that's one thing that is beautiful about some of these fragrances on the list I'm about to give to you. So the channel that or the actual Connoisseur's Conversation, or should I say capsule selection, that I want to talk about today is about a substance, an interaction between everyday life with fragrances that have a great sillage. We're going to talk about fragrances that are defined by their presence, and that's a great way to put it. We're talking about sexy as sillage, the kind of scent trail that just commands respect. It has a sense of exuding confidence, and it kind of leaves a lasting impression on everyone around you. And that's, I'm telling you, as you gentlemen know, when you have a fragrance on that just calls to others, it's one thing that they just cannot let go of. And that's one thing I love about the sillage in the fragrance. These fragrances, they always go beyond just being a bottle delivering a kind of sophistication. They have a resonance that just, with women, they capture them and they hold them, and they are worth every moment that they present themselves. So if this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thedrydownscw, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris, and welcome to today's experience. I have a very good experience for you guys today. I just want to tap into something that's just about sexy sillage, the kind of scent that says, I've arrived. And those scents are very, very spectacular, especially in this season where you're going out to parties and galas and different events and affairs, and of course, club life. So whether you're in the boardroom or just out on the date or simply just owning your space, these fragrances exude a confidence that is quietly powerful, unmistakably masculine, always memorable. And so let's just break down these particular scents. I have 7 of them here for you that I think are going to be a part of a proven rotation for me and for you. So ladies and gentlemen, like I stated, first up on this list is a scent that is a gourmand dream for people who love coffee and hazelnut. This is a very sexy fragrance that goes off very gourmandish, sweet, spicy, and woody. It delivers a warm, inviting sillage that feels approachable yet deniably alluring. Its notes of coffee, almond, and vanilla create a gourmand composition that's basically both comforting and seductive. And so in this fragrance, it's the perfect choice for an intimate evening or a casual sophistication type of event. And the inclusion of a hint of orange blossom adds this freshness to this particular scent and balancing its richness and beauty because of that. And then the pink pepper also lends itself to the bergamot and neroli that just comes off with a nice freshness. But at the end of the day, this is a sexy jasmine, rose, and ultimate gourmand fragrance. If you're an Arabica coffee and hazelnut cream type of person, this fragrance has some of the best of what these scents. Uomo by the house of, what is it, with the Giorgio, is it Armani? It's escaping my mind, but the one with the spike bottles, they have the terracotta, the green, everything like that. You know which one I'm talking about, that coffee and hazelnut is in that one. If you're a fan of that particular scent, the Uomo, this one here is that times 10 on another level at a premium elevation, but at the same price point. So Carthusia's Terra Mia, the experience of Terra Mia, what it's translated to means my land. And that's exactly what you get. This earthy, sweet, gourmand coffee that just comes off well. And the sillage behind this one is just phenomenal. So many compliments. It's well suited for this particular weather. Cooler weather, fall, winter, and early spring. Once again, Carthusia, Terra Mia. Cannot go wrong with the scent trail behind this one. Next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, I have left my bottle downstairs, and I don't want to complicate the video by leaving it out. This is one that I really want to talk about, and I know the scent so well, I can just get across to you what exactly it is. The scent Chypre Palatin. by the house of MDCI is a very gorgeous fragrance that I want to present to you. So I will, on my right hand side, show the bottle as usual. But Chypre Palatin is a pure sophistication type of scent in the bottle. It's a citrus opening that is bright and welcoming, but it's a magic that happens in that scent in the middle of it. And that's the seamless blend of resinous spices and smooth florals that Bertrand Duchaufour was able to put together. As it dries down on my skin, what I get is this leather and oak moss creation that just comes off with a great sillage that feels timeless, it feels masculine, and it feels utterly and irresistibly dynamic. And having a dynamic fragrance like that is just something that just goes off so well on my skin, especially for the fall, winter, and early spring wear. These great fragrances, especially some Bertrand Duchaufour creations, they come off with a subtle interplay that has a sensuality and a sophistication, and that's one of those dualities that you love to have, the yin and yang effect of a great sillage fragrance. And so when it comes to this one, at the base you have this beautiful vanilla and ambergris that adds warmth and dimension to this elevated fragrance. So if you've ever been into like Chypres, or you want to get into Chypres and you're used to some of the Chypres like Aventus, but you want to get into those like Diaghilev or even Chypre Palatin that I'm talking of now, Chypre Palatin is a great price point at a premium blend, premium composition that is just unsleepable. I would suggest getting a nice decant of this one because it does have some moss in it that can sometimes, to men, I don't know why, even for myself when I first got it, that moss along with the florals came off a bit feminine. No doubt about it. It did in the first 5 minutes, but that's something that beholds in a Chypre sometime. But when it ultimately dries down at that mid to base level, which is the overall of the fragrance, because the opening probably lasts about 20 minutes. But once that calms down, similar to the fragrances of things like Pica Viadama, when that opening dries down and dries off, the mid to the base is just a phenomenal wearing fragrance that I think we would all sleep on if we did not get our noses on them. And so this elegant fragrance that I think you should get your nose on is beautiful, by the hand of Bertrand Duchaufour and the brand MDCI, and it's going to be Chypre Palatin. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Marc-Antoine Barroir's composition done. Just Quentin Biche created something of a mesmerization, and he's made a name for himself for the last few years. And one thing I'm noticing about this one more and more is the sillage trail is just one that people pick up on and they love the scent. So GANYMEDE for me is a scent that's for the modern man, and it values that modern man. He values uniqueness and versatility. That is exactly what you get from GANYMEDE. Just the top, I mean, checking the top off, you just get this beautiful scent profile. It's a mineral-rich scent that notes exude a base of suede and a clean and polished magnetic presence that you, as a gentleman, will love. The sillage on this one is very sharp. It's very polished and white, while being both of those, and it's quite commanding. It comes off perfect because it fit a man who loves to lead with intellect and style. And so that's one thing, as you can see, as my outfit goes, that's the type of environment I want to put myself into, and that's the type of scent profile I want to portray. And so subtle touches of saffron and mandarin lend an unexpected brightness to this one, while still having that metallic feel throughout the fragrance from the Akiyala wood. It's one that is beautiful, it is contemporary, and it is alluring. And the sillage on this one is projecting a mile long and lives a beast of a fragrance behind you. Very sexy. It's not slept on, you guys know about this, but just putting it out there about the sillage trail on this one, because that is one thing that I found when wearing this out to restaurants and wearing this out to parties. I'm getting people that notice the fragrance that are 2 or 3 feet away from me after I've walked by them, and it is one that very much so captures that essence of a great gentleman while also being sexy and sophisticated. So once again, Marc-Antoine Barroir's GANYMEDE. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, one that I just brought up in the connoisseur's conversation. It's now very much so time to put this into any kind of capsule that I come up with, hence going forth for the next few weeks and months when it comes to a winter and fall temperature fragrance. The sillage, whatever they're using over at the house of Ex Nihilo, Narcissus, Ylang Ylang, the white and yellow florals that they use, the creations that they're making, masculine leaning, great artistry and just luxury with their fragrances, man. This is a house that's going to be competing with a lot of the different houses in my collection when it comes to having 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 fragrances from that collection, because this fragrance is the epitome of understated luxury to me right now. It's a creamy sandalwood and a rich vanilla base that creates a sensual yet grounded presence, while a white floral heart adds just a right amount of brightness to this one. And so the sillage on this one is smooth, it's clean, it's quite confident, and it's sexy as all hell. For me, it's perfect for the man who wants to leave a lasting impression without working too hard for it. It's just on the skin, in the air. The up close feel to it is never overpowering, while still being able to protect or project 3 feet and have a sillage cloud behind you. And so this one, listen to my connoisseur's conversation about this, but understand with this sexy ass scent, the patchouli that leaves a sensual behind you, the addition of soft amber tones with that patchouli has this deepening allure to it, making it a very versatile yet undeniably magnetic scent that has a vanilla base with that smooth, creamy mid and that opening of bright pink pepper as well. So it's all these notes that just come together in this one, and they've done a spectacular job. Jordi Fernandez, man, hats off to you. You created a masterpiece with this one. I think you all should get your nose on this one. You have to love patchouli, you have to love some florals, and you have to love a musk. But like I keep telling everybody who listens, you get these type of scents in your fragrance wardrobe, man, you will find something different in what comes after you. It ain't the everyday lady coming after you. It's some very high class women that are very much so attracted to these type of scent. These are not women who are not classy. These are not women who are run of the mill, I should say. These are some very sophisticated ladies that love these particular scents on a man, and they very much so are attracted to them. So once again, Ex Nihilo Brompton Immortals, man, is singing a song right now. So get your nose on this one if you can. Ex Nihilo Brompton Immortals. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's really nothing on earth I could tell you about Angel Share other than it smells good as hell. The sillage, the trail, the actual power and performance, we know it's legendary, we know it's attractive, but I'm going to put it here on this list just to give it its just due, because Angel Share is a just unapologetically indulgent sillage monster. The blend of cognac, spicy cinnamon, and praline create this warm, boozy scent that is both comforting and irresistibly sexy. We all know it, we all confirm it. This is one that has a sillage that speaks to the man who enjoys life's pleasures, and this leaves a trail understanding and understated of decadence. It just, wherever you go, wherever I go, wherever we go, if we have on Angel Share, we're having an attractive moment. It's just fine. It's just fine and phenomenal of a scent. This is one that the dry down features oak. It features tonka bean. It features a very velvety, smooth cinnamon that just portrays itself across the entire scent. It's a velvety, rich fragrance that lingers beautifully on the skin, and the sillage is just a mile long behind you, creating one of the best fragrances for a sillage that is sexy as hell. Once again, Angel Share by the House of by Kilian. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, we got to have a Xerjoff on here. Xerjoff, they do a fine job. And with 40 knots, one that I haven't talked about on this channel this year a lot. I have worn it more than my fair share, but this year I kind of left it off a few lists to give it a few moments to just sit back and relax, get off of people's radar, so that when I talk about it again, you will be notified that it's one to keep your eye on. 40 knots, the effortless elegance of a fragrance that evokes the sophistication of luxury out to sea on a yacht. This is a beautiful fragrance that has aquatic notes and a complementing wood and amber feel to it that just comes off creating a scent trail that is fresh, it is masculine, and it is ultimately unforgettable. If you like fragrances like Clive Christian's Town and Country, you will know that scent profile well, and you will know just how it speaks to others. And so ideal for both casual days and evening affairs. 40 knots comes off as a scent that is transitionally seamless for any setting, and it is sexy as all hell. The whispers of green fig that are in this that I found many people smell as I did and do are just undeniably sexy. They have an earthy sweetness to it that is grounding and otherwise breezy composition that you could just put on and just go effortlessly into your day, and a sillage trail is just sexy and sensual behind you for it and die. At least about 4 to 5 hours with the scent. The projection is just luminous and growth of the sillage trails just get bigger and bigger throughout the wearing of it. And that's the one thing I love about this one. I spray this on clothes, I spray this on skin, and it just comes off well as a complimentary fragrance that you should get your nose on as well. So if you have not, and you've heard of 40 knots, see what you can do about getting a sample, because this is one that, like I said, it exudes effortless elegance and just sophisticated, sexy ass sillage. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got Royal Tobacco by the House of Amouage. Why not put one of the sexiest tobacco fragrances on the market on this list when it has this much power and this much performance? The sillage on this one, 7 sprays, 8 sprays is what I do. I wear it with my undershirts, my A shirts, my wife beaters, however we come up with the name. I put 4 sprays behind that, 2 on each shoulder, and I'm good to go. Maybe 1 or 2 on the head. As you know, I spray my bald head. Sexy, sexy, sexy as shit. This one here, complex, bold, undeniably masculine, sexy. Smoky sweet tobacco blends seamlessly with this honeyed earthy tonality of patchouli, creating a rich magnetic scent trail that comes with that sexy Oman Olibana. To me, this fragrance is one that speaks to a man who's not afraid to stand up. Very bold, very exuding the aura of seasoned confidence and worldly charm as well. It's sexy as all hell, as I continue to say, because this fragrance, man, that booziness, that tonka bean, that vanilla, that cinnamon, the oak that is in this one, all the things that culminate around this beautiful honeyed fenugreek and licorice accord that come off phenomenal as spices. It's just a well done Cecile Zarokian affair. It has some drawbacks when it comes to people who cannot stand the licorice or fenugreek. If you're not one who think you'll like that, this might not be the scent for you. But as a scent profile that goes into the air and leaves that scent trail and that sillage, man, you get compliments all evening with this particular scent. As it dries down, it has that hints of incense and spices that emerges. The adding of a layer of mystery that feels both timeless and intriguing. And the sillage trail is a mile long, and I know that many of you gentlemen can confer with me on that one. If you've had this fragrance in your collection, you know this one goes, and it is a great performer. So once again, Royal Tobacco by the House of Amouage has a seamlessly sexy scent trail and sillage. Ladies and gentlemen, last on this list, if you're a person who wants to get into the House of Boadicea Victorious, you want to immerse yourself, you don't have to spend a lot of money inside of Boadicea to get great fragrances. I know that we talk about a lot of the beautiful ones like Blue Sapphire and Namir and Dasman and just some of the elevated ones, you know, Hanuman. These are great fragrances. They are on the market at great or crazy price points, I will say, but they are great fragrances. When it comes to the house, they don't really slouch on their standard line, if you can call it that. These are fragrances that just are not put into a different bottle, because you can ask anybody that has some of these fragrances, from Imperial to Glorious to Ardent. These are phenomenal fragrances with the same amount of projection, the same amount of savoir-faire in them. And this one here, this is Imperial. And for me, Imperial is a great sillage monster that is for the gentleman to just behold. This one here, sexy guaiac wood, oud, lavender, jasmine, and leather. A scent trail that is sexy, sexy, sexy. It's a beast of a performer. If you like scents like Alexander II, you will enjoy what this fragrance does with that similar profile. But it's just a little more in the robust sweetness of smoky woods than Alexander II. Alexander II to me reveals itself more with the lavender and sweetness. This one here is a little more woody and developing in that leather tonality. But when I talk about sexy scent trail, just as Alexander II or Alexandria II, Imperial from the House of Boadicea is a great entry point into the household. Look at the dent I put in that particular scent. And I'm a lover of Alexander II and wear that just so often. Sometimes when I want the similar profile but don't want to wear into my bottles of Alexandria, I'll go straight to Imperial. And it's just as well projecting, just as well performing, and it's a sexy Boadicea de Victoria fragrance that I think anybody should get their nose on. Once again, Boadicea's Imperial has a gorgeous, gorgeous scent trail sillage that is a mile long as well. Get your nose on that one if you can. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I want to thank you for watching this video. Let you know that, hey, a great fragrance does more than just smell good. It elevates your presence. It leaves a scent trail that speaks volumes about you and who you are. And so these 7 fragrances, they offer more than just a sexy sillage. They also offer a tool of refinement, a tool of confidence, a tool of timeless appeal. And I think that these should be things that you tap into if you are into sampling, wearing, and having perfume choices in your wardrobe. And so for me, whether you're making an entrance or leaving a lasting impression, I want to simply simply say enjoy these moments, because these are the ones that these scents will have for you when they come to garner compliments, and they'll have a scent trail behind you that is very complimentary. So I want to say thank you for joining me on this exploration. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and for more of journeys that I'm going to give to you. When we just the gambit of things that are going to come in 2025, I'm going to really tap into scent, cigars, and wines on this channel this particular year. So until next time, until next video, you guys remember, let's enhance and be blessed. Talk to you in the next video. Peace.